Bible study, Proverbs 22, verse 1. A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. Name in the biblical sense means much more than a label that we attach to people today. Biblical names are meaningful. That is why biblical name changes takes place, and it takes our focus on some sort of important event that happened in that person's life. Let's look at the name change from Abraham when he became Abraham, the father of many nations. It has to do with the moment that God made the covenant with Abraham, and he received the promise from God that he will have a son. The other name change we can think about is Jacob, that became Israel after he wrestled with God at the Jabbok River. That was a significant moment for Jacob's life because that was the moment he re-entered the promised land, and he in actual fact re-entered the promise that God had made for him in his life. Then there was Simon, that became Peter, when he made the confession that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. This just goes to say that how deep a person's confession and what you believe about God and what you believe about Jesus goes. This is a confession that changes your character. Ideas that are associated with names. First of all, your name refers to your character. Just think on Jacob. Before his name was changed, he had this idea that his name referred to his character as being underhanded. And there were lots of stories about him being underhanded. And then, when his name became Israel, it was a reflection on how, with his underhandedness, he wrestled with God, and that changed his person. It can also refer to a person's lot in life. Chronicles tells us a story of Jabez, and Jabez's name has to do with sorrow, because his mother brought him into this world with lots of sorrows, and that was his lot in life. And then the great story about Jabez's life is that he simply prayed to God and his lot was changed. His life has changed. So your name refers to the lot that you have in this life. It also refers to some defining moments. Those moments in your life where you can say, I have a before and I have an after. For instance, Peter's confession of Jesus Christ as the living Word. That has implications for Peter's very own life. So he can say that he has a life before the confession and a life after the confession. And as part of the new life, he received a new name. And whenever he was called Peter, his thoughts would be taken back to that very basic orientation that he started with during that very significant event in his life. Lastly, we read in the Bible that there is a connection between a person's name and a person's destiny, or the promise he received from God. The name Abraham is a promise of God that he will have a family. It has to do with the blessing that God is put upon his life and the very calling that he must live in order to fulfill that. Later, when Jacob blesses his sons in the last chapters of Genesis, we also read that through the names of the sons, their lot in life is created. It refers to their destiny that needs to be achieved through being obedient to your calling. This verse shows the importance of your name, and the importance in your name, not just for yourself, but amongst your peers, is what is called your reputation. Your reputation, especially in a culture where Business was conducted, marriages were consecrated, and accords were given simply on a person's word was much more important than today. Without a good reputation, life would be unthinkable. It is the door that opens your life and your opportunities if you had a name with a good reputation. In what sense is this true also today? Today, all relationships are recognized, are built on trust. And people with a good reputation create relationships with trust. And that helps them in their business life, in their personal life, and in their social life. And the people around them tend to become a team supporting them, ensuring their success in life. Some ideas on how to build a good reputation. Well, you need to be authentic. That means that you need to take time in your life and reflect on specific incidents, on who you are and who you are becoming in order to develop your character. One easy test on testing your authentic testing whether you are authentic or not is to see whether this incident left you feeling stronger or feeling weaker. What the result of the incident is not as important as the fact that you say, my part of the incident, my behavior, and my choices that I made reflected that I am authentic. It made me feel stronger, nearer to my true self, or it made me feel weaker. When you feel weaker from an incident, then you have grown a gap where you want to fill through personal growth. Be responsible. You are responsible for your own thinking processes. You are responsible for your own assumptions. And you are responsible for the manner in which you recreate any situation in your mind. Therefore, you are responsible for your own emotions connected with such a situation, and you are also responsible for the outcomes in your life. When you reflect that I am responsible for my life's experiences, then you can start to change it through the strength of your choices and through the strength of your values and through the strength of your character. Be aligned. One of the easiest ways to destroy your own reputation is to say something and not do it, or say something and do the opposite. Do what you say. When you say it, then you commit to it, and then you must act on it. This is the easiest test for strength of character. And as soon as you start doing this, you will literally astound yourself, not just but what you have done and how you have grown, and also with the results that are shown in your life. Be sincere. People today quickly catch on to manipulative behavior. Sincerity has two guidelines. The one is to be straightforward, and the other one is to take the other person's feelings into account. To err on either side is to lose your sincerity. Let's say, for instance, that I tell you straightforward what it is and what I want and what should happen, and I do it in such a manner that you are affronted by it, then I wasn't sincere. The other hand is also true. If I try to give a truth, a situation, or life to you in such a nice, beautiful manner that the reality doesn't come home to you, then I'm not sincere as well. You need to develop the skill to give both the reality of any situation as well as the compassion for those around you. Be outward, become outward minded. There is no other reputation destroyer than selfishness. Remember, A reputation is carried by the people around you. People have a natural tendency to move away from selfishness. Instead, develop a servanthood mindset on how you can improve the other person's situation. Be inspiring in all circumstances. That is why it is so wonderful to about this whole idea of inspiring, and that is that people get inspired by an underdog story as well. When you are down and out, when you have made a mistake, when life has turned against you, you can still be inspiring in the way that you correct your life, in the way that you apologize, in the way that you tackle an issue. You can be inspirational to others. Think on this. How can I be inspirational when I have won an award? When can I be, how can I be inspirational in the way that I celebrate it? Because this is the other thing. Sometimes people, when they become successful and they become vain, and then they are not inspirational anymore. Even in your successes and in the lows of your life, you need to inspire those around you. And lastly, be. Simply be. People are more than their actions. You are more than your action. Meet people at their sense of being, not just for what you can get out of them. Reach out to understand and value their experiences. Be interested. Take care of the team of people around you. It is worthwhile to cultivate and protect your reputation, as it is a testament to your character and the key to unlocking your future.